Richardson Business Solutions, Ms. Deirdre Richardson, pastor, therapist, and life coach, Mr. Colin Gunthrop, and management consultant, Mr. Douglas Watley. During the workshop, participants will engage in various interactive sessions, including leadership and team-building exercises, discussions on effective communication, and strategies for managing change. Participants also had the opportunity to learn from the facilitator's wealth of experience and knowledge in leadership development. Prime Minister and Minister of Health, Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, in his remarks to the nurse managers at the workshop, noted that without leadership, there is no forward movement.
I have looked at it and asked, well, what is leadership? And anybody will tell you, those who have studied it, that leadership is really influence. Influence. If you're not influencing anybody, if you're not even influencing yourself, you're really not a leader. You probably can have a position where you are given a title, but if you can't influence those who you are supposed to lead, then you're not really leading.
Participants also expressed their appreciation for the workshop, sharing that they expect it to be informative, engaging, and thought-provoking over the next 2 days. The leadership workshop for nurse managers is part of broader plans by the Ministry of Health to continue investing in the professional development of its staff to provide the best possible care to its patients while transforming the healthcare in the Federation. Members of local civil society organizations gathered at the National Emergency Management Agency on Tuesday for the start of a 3-day capacity building workshop on how to access climate financing to better enable climate action. The workshop is being facilitated by the Caribbean Natural Resources Institute, Canary, and British-American multinational company Willis Towers Watson, with support from the Green Climate Fund, GCF Readiness Project. Senior Technical Officer and Resilience Lead at Canary, Ianka Granderson, explained the rationale behind the workshop.
The next 3 days, including today, we're here to help build the capacity of NGOs and other civil society actors here in St. Kitts and Nevis, because one of the big problems that we're seeing is that while they're doing really great work on the ground to help do climate action, build the resilience of local communities, farmers, fisherfolk, and all of those who are very vulnerable, and we need to help protect them from the impacts from climate change. One of their big barriers is getting access to financing and resources that they need to be able to continue that good work, or even to scale it up so they can have more impact. So this workshop is about how they can improve access to climate finance. So that's the funding that's available internationally to fund climate change work.
She also explained some of the difficulties persons can encounter when trying to access climate funds.
So one is that the funds are actually quite complicated and not set up necessarily for NGOs to access easily. And so that's one thing that, we need to maybe advocate, in terms of them simplifying their processes and making it easier to access funds. Another problem, in addition to, complex application proposals and lots of requirements, is that also there's a lot of sort of uncertainty and lack of awareness about what the different funds do and what you need to do to be able to access the funds. So there's also a lack of awareness. Some of the funds, like the Green Climate Fund, which is a focus of today's workshop, are fairly new. They've only been around 5 to 7 years. So people are now kind of figuring out what the fund is about, what they fund, how to access it, why they should be accessing it, etc. So that's one of the reasons we have in the workshop.
Ms. Granderson outlined some of the activities that will be held during the workshop.
One of the first objectives of this workshop is to help them actually develop a project concept note, which is the first step to actually submitting a full funding proposal to these climate funds. So that's one of the key objectives. The other one is to help them better understand the requirements that go along with that submission, including integrating gender, to thinking about how women, men, boys and girls are differently impacted by climate change and how their project is going to help address those problems but not make them any worse. So that's one of the things they have to consider. And the other one is thinking about environmental and social risks and impacts and making sure that you're actually addressing those as well in the design of your project that you're proposing.
The workshop entitled Strengthening Civil Society's Access to Climate Finance in St. Kitts and Nevis will wrap up on Thursday, March 16th. The St. Kitts Tourism Authority is bringing awareness to its new campaign, Summer of Fun, with interviews at various media houses in Barbados. On Monday, Tourism Authority CEO Ellison Thompson and Deputy CEO Melnesia Marshall participated in interviews with national media houses Morning Barbados, 98.1 The One, and Slam 101.1 FM Barbados. During the interviews, they marketed the St. Kitts Music Festival, intra-regional travel with the easy accessibility to St. Kitts via Inter-Caribbean Airways, and activities offered to persons visiting the destination. In the interview with Good Morning Barbados presenter Pearson Bowen, Mrs. Marshall explained the concept of summer fun.
It starts with the St. Kitts Music Festival on the 22nd of June, and it ends early September with the end of CPL. Cricket. So in St. Kitts, we are going to be launching the Summer Fun for St. Kitts and Nevis. And basically the campaign looks at all there is happening within the two islands over the space of June to maybe the beginning of September.
Yes.
And of course it kicks off with the St. Kitts Music Festival from the 22nd to the 24th of June.
She outlined some of the adventures the destination has to offer visitors.
I would say to any potential traveler, first start by going on the beach, because you need to
relax on the wine.
Relax a little bit
take it
before
in, soak
you take it all out. From the time you arrive in St. Kitts and you descend the stairs, it's just beauty all around you. And so once you've done that and you've had some time to recuperate from your travel, then I encourage you to take an island tour. Visit some of the historical sites. As you know, St. Kitts is a mother colony of the West Indies.
Yes, it is.
We were first colonized by both the British and the French. Shameless plug. And so we encourage persons to take an island tour, visit some of the sites. So we have the Brimstone Hill Fortress, as we've seen a while ago, and we also have the Wingfield Estate and Romney Manor with the Botanical Gardens. And you can drive around and visit some of the sites like Black Rocks, Bloody Point and so forth.
According to the St. Kitts Tourism Authority, it is working hard to ensure that the Caribbean market regains its #2 position as a source market for the destination. Plans for a senior daycare center in St. Kitts and Nevis are moving forward. In the most recent post-cabinet press briefing on Tuesday, Cabinet Secretary Dr. Marcus Natter gave an update from Minister with responsibility for aging and disabilities, the Honorable Jeffrey Hanley, who outlined when and where the program will take place once officially launched.
On Mondays at the East Bastia Community Center, on Tuesdays at the St. Peter's Community Center, and on Wednesdays at the St. Paul's Community Center. The senior daycare program will be monitored and evaluated during this pilot phase with the goal of expanding to other communities throughout St. Kitts.
The program will be officially launched on March 20th at the East Bastia Community Center. After the break, His Excellency Larry Vaughan is the new ambassador to CARICOM, and the 2023 Ministry of Agriculture Open Day dates revealed. Stay with us.
Here are your Horseman's Value Mart IGA specials.
Running March 9 to the 23rd.
Now your Value Club Blue Tag specials. Essential everyday breadcrumbs, just $6.99. Essential everyday shredded and chunk cheeses, just $8.49. Essential everyday applesauce bowls, $11.99. Essential everyday instant puddings and gelatins, $4.49. Purex detergent, $14.99. Essential everyday trash bags, $21.99. And now our very low weekly
value deals. IGA and essential everyday peanut butter, $9.99. IGA and essential everyday vinegar, white 5%, $5.99. Essential everyday pasta, $4.99. IGA and essential everyday cream cheese, $6.49. Mueller's lasagna, $6.99. Soft soap liquid hand soaps, $5.99. Shop smart, shop value mart. Tell them in Spanish.
sea listo y haga sus compras aquí a Value Mart.
Want to get away? Now you can.
Stop standing in long ATM lines to withdraw cash. Use your national debit or black cards to complete a wide variety of transactions at supermarkets, variety stores, gas stations, pharmacies, and more. Shop online at the most popular websites and stores for quality brands using your national debit or black cards. And take back your time to enjoy all the things that you love to do. Remember, instead of waiting in long ATM lines to withdraw cash, use your national bank cards today.
National Bank, always here.
Welcome back. On Tuesday morning, His Excellency Ambassador Larry Vaughan was accredited at the CARICOM Secretariat as the new ambassador for St. Kitts and Nevis to CARICOM. He was received by Carla Barnett, Secretary General of CARICOM. Also present was Ambassador Donna Ford, Assistant Secretary General, Foreign and Community Relations of CARICOM. Mr. Vaughan will be a non-resident ambassador, meaning he will continue to work out of St. Kitts and Nevis as the head of the Regional Integration and Diaspora Unit within the Prime Minister's office. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Marine Resources and Cooperatives has officially revealed dates for the Agriculture Open Day 2023. In a recent post on its Facebook page, the ministry stated that Thursday 27th and Friday 28th April are the dates for the event. The Agriculture Open Day features various aspects of agriculture, including food preparation, demonstrations, best agricultural practices, crop farming techniques, livestock, agro-processing, ornamentals, veterinary services, fisheries, cooperatives, cultural entertainment, and more. A date for vendor registration is expected to be announced later this week. The Ministry of Creative Economy will be hosting a series of consultations with creatives in various communities around St. Kitts. The series began on Tuesday at the Newtown Community Center. In the following days, the ministry will meet at the McKnight Community Center, Dr. William Connor Primary School, Old Road Community Center, Sandy Point Community Center, St. Paul's Community Center, Atlas Community Center, Keon High School, and finally at the St. Peter's Community Center. Creatives will have one-on-one sessions and a group discussion during the consultations. The consultations begin at 5 p.m. and end at 8 p.m. Chairperson of the Chamber of Industry and Commerce CIC Nevis Division, Mrs. Sunita Prasad Brown, is encouraging private sector businesses on the island to join the organization, which provides support and other opportunities to foster their growth and development. The Nevis Division CIC hosted a cocktail at the Malcolm Gishad Recreational Park at Penny's Beach on Saturday for existing and prospective members. She said one of the key benefits of joining the CIC is the potential for wider networking among the principals of micro, small and medium businesses. Chairperson Prasad Brown also introduced the Board of Directors of the Nevis Division, who were elected at the January 2023 Annual General Meeting to attendees: Vice Chairman Mr. Denrick Liebert, Treasurer Mrs. Jeanette Robinson, and immediate past President Mr. Steve Tyson. Honorable Spencer Brand delivered remarks at the event and articulated the Nevis Island Administration's commitment to continue working with small businesses because they play a critical role in the survival and expansion of the local economy. Coming up in regional news.